Imagine you are standing in a crowded courtroom. 500 jurors are staring at you. The prosecutors are demanding the death penalty. You are 70 years old, poor, and dressed in simple clothes. Your friends are whispering to you, just say you're sorry. Bring your crying children in front of the judges. Beg for mercy, and they will let you go. Most of us, in that situation, would do anything to survive. We would apologize. We would compromise. We would play the game. But the man in our story today did the exact opposite. He looked at the jury and said, essentially, I will not apologize for telling the truth. In fact, you should be thanking me. You shouldn't kill me. You should give me free meals for life for waking you up. That man was Socrates. And the book we are diving into today is Plato's Apology. Why should you, a modern person living in a world of social media, cancel culture, and career pressure, care about a trial that happened 2,400 years ago? Because this isn't just a legal transcript. It is the ultimate manifesto of intellectual independence. We live in an era where winning the argument matters more than being right, and where public image matters more than private character. Socrates challenges us to flip that script. He asks us, are you living a life that is truly yours, or are you just performing for the crowd? The title Apology is actually a mistranslation that confuses many people. In Greek, the word is apologia, which doesn't mean I'm sorry. It means defense. This is not a man regretting his actions. This is a man drawing a line in the sand between his soul and the expectations of society. The core message of this book boils down to one famous, devastating sentence: the unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates argues that most people are walking through life like sleepwalkers. We chase money, reputation, and power without ever asking why. We adopt the beliefs of our parents, our politicians, and our peers without ever testing them. Socrates believed that his mission given by God was to be a nuisance. He was there to stop people in the street and ask, you say you value justice, but can you define it? You say you are a good father, but what is virtue? He realized that comfort is the enemy of truth. The core philosophy here is that the safety of your body is less important than the integrity of your soul. He argues that a man who is good cannot be harmed by a bad man. They can kill his body, yes. They can banish him, but they cannot force him to do evil. Therefore, his soul remains untouched. This book teaches us that true power is not controlling others, it is controlling yourself. Now, let's unpack the 3 key insights that make Socrates the father of Western thought. Insight number 1. The wisdom of ignorance. During the trial, Socrates tells a story to explain why everyone hates him. His friend went to the oracle of Delphi, the voice of the god Apollo, and asked, is there anyone wiser than Socrates? The oracle replied, no one is wiser. Socrates was shocked. He didn't feel wise. He knew he wasn't an expert in science or art, so he set out to prove the god wrong. He went to the politicians, the poets, and the craftsmen, people who claimed to be wise. He questioned them, and he found something fascinating. The politicians thought they knew how to run the world, but they couldn't define justice. The poets wrote beautiful words, but they couldn't explain their meaning. The craftsmen were skilled at making shoes or shields, but because of that skill, they arrogantly thought they knew everything about politics and virtue too. Socrates realized the truth. I am wiser than this man. It is likely that neither of us knows anything to the purpose, but he thinks he knows something when he does not, whereas I am quite conscious of my ignorance. This is the concept of Socratic ignorance. True wisdom isn't knowing all the answers. True wisdom is knowing the limits of your knowledge. In a world full of experts and confident influencers, Socrates teaches us the power of saying, I don't know. That humility is the starting point of all growth. Insight number 2. The Gadfly of the state. Socrates gives us one of the most enduring metaphors in philosophy. He compares the city of Athens to a large, powerful, thoroughbred horse. It is strong, but because of its size, it is lazy and sluggish. Then he compares himself to a gadfly, a stinging fly. He says, God has attached me to this city like a gadfly to a horse. And all day long, and in all places, I am always fastening upon you, arousing and persuading and reproaching you. Think about that. He is saying, I am annoying on purpose. A gadfly bites the horse. It hurts. It wakes the horse up. Without the fly, the horse sleeps and atrophies. Socrates is telling us that a healthy society needs dissent. It needs people who ask uncomfortable questions. If you are surrounded by people who only agree with you, who only praise you, you are spiritually asleep. We need the sting of criticism to stay awake. He warns the jury, if you kill me, you will not easily find another like me. You will sleep on for the rest of your lives, unless God sends you another gadfly. This insight redefines patriotism and loyalty. True loyalty is in blind obedience. It is the courage to critique what you love to make it better. Insight number 3. Death is not a scary thing. The trial ends. The vote is cast. Socrates is found guilty by a narrow margin. Then, they vote on the penalty, and he is sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. Most people would collapse in terror. But Socrates stands firm and delivers a final speech on death that is absolutely fearless. He argues that fearing death is the ultimate arrogance. Why? Because to fear death is to think that you know what happens after death, that it is bad. But we don't know. He offers 2 possibilities. Option A. Death is a state of nothingness and utter unconsciousness, like a dreamless sleep. We all love a good deep sleep. If death is like that, it is a blessing. Option B. Death is a migration of the soul to another place. If this is true, then he gets to meet all the great heroes and thinkers who died before him, Homer, Odysseus, Achilles. He says he would love to question them and test their wisdom, just as he did with the living. If this is true, he says, let me die again and again. His final insight is a shield against fear. No evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. If you keep your integrity, the world can't hurt you. They can only hurt your shell. This radical freedom from the fear of death allows him to speak the truth until his last breath. So, how do we apply the wisdom of a 2,400-year-old martyr to our lives tomorrow? First, audit your confidence. Adopt a Socratic ignorance. Look at your strongest beliefs, your political views, your career goals, your definition of success. Ask yourself, do I know this is true? Or did I just absorb it from society? Stop trying to be the person who has all the answers. Be the person who asks the best questions. Admitting you don't know is the first step to actually learning. Second, welcome the gadflies. We all hate criticism. When someone questions us, we get defensive. We want to swat the fly. But Socrates teaches us that the yes men are killing us. Who is the gadfly in your life? Is it a critical friend? A partner who calls you out? A difficult colleague? Instead of getting angry, listen. Let their sting wake you up. They might be saving you from your own blindness. Third, prioritize the soul over the symbol. Socrates refused to fake an apology to save his life. He chose death over a compromised life. In our daily lives, we face many versions of this trial. Do you lie on a resume to get a job? Do you stay silent when someone is being bullied to stay popular? Do you apologize when you aren't sorry just to keep the peace? Socrates challenges us to care more for the state of our soul, our character, than for our body, our reputation, or bank account. As the text closes, Socrates speaks his final words to the jury who condemned him. He doesn't curse them. He speaks with a calm, almost eerie peace. He says, the hour of departure has arrived, and we go our ways, I to die, and you to live. Which is better, God only knows. He leaves the court not as a victim but as a victor. He kept his soul, he didn't sell out. In a world that constantly begs you to conform, to be quiet, and to fit in, the apology is a reminder that the most dangerous thing you can do is to stop thinking. The unexamined life is safe, easy, and comfortable, but it is not worth living. So, ask the question, bear the sting, and wake up.